Right. Week 30 Devil's Advocate. Now, some trend with all of these Devil's Advocate hot takes. These are not my takes. These are arguments mostly heard from other individuals that I think I can argue better than the actual individual themselves. That being said, this week 30's Devil's Advocate comes from what I would consider be a hot take from someone who is aptly named Lord Nuxanor, a random blue retard off the internet. His hot take is that libertarianism is gay and cucky. Libertarianism is a gay and cucky stance, is the full quote from Lord Nuxanor. I will not be justifying that in a YouTube short. But that'll be the week 30 hot take. And we'll do a video of trying to pull some real argumentative points on that and justification for that being true or false. Libertarianism is a gay and cookie stance, so says the blue retard from off the internet that streams on Twitch or Discord. I don't know. But that is a Twitch/Nuxanor. Yeah, libertarianism is a gay and cookie stance. That's his opinion. I feel like I can argue it pretty good, so that's the reason why it's week 30 Devil's Advocate. Don't shoot me. I'm just your Millenia mailman. Peace. Now that we have the YouTube short out of the way, let's actually get into it since it is Wednesday. Week 30 Devil's Advocate. Well, welcome to the realm of Millenia. Be ye a man, a woman, a child, a spirit, a creature, or a demon. Be ye a native migrator, or maybe even an invader into the realm. Welcome, for I am your host, the Millenia Mailman, here today. And I'll be world building for you long after you've already begun to acclimate and fit in. So go ahead, sit back and relax and enjoy this hot take hump day, where I, your Millenia Mailman debater with experience, debate this take. Now, my stance on it, I thought a pretty decent way to go about it would be to argue this point from a bit more of a sarcastic stance and take, kind of sarcastic, and delve into personal experience in order to help with it and get along. I kind of wanted to split it up. That way I could make part of this argument to justify this stance from the blue retard, Lord Nuxanor. But, we'll see how it goes. Right? So, again, hot take is that libertarianism is a gay and cookie stance. From so says hashtag Lord Nuxanor said it first, and now we get into it. I got what looks like 3-4 different bullet points to go over here, so I'll probably squeeze it in just fine. Right? Where he describes libertarianism as it doesn't affect me, so let live and love, let them be and all they want to do. Leave them be, leave them alone. That is what he claims libertarianism is, where you're supposed to liberate and free them to be as free as they want to be, let them be, leave them alone, live and let die. Right? That is the ideology of libertarianism that this retard off the internet has stated, so we're going to go up along with that trail process in order to support. Libertarianism isn't that simple, but for the sake of the argument, in order to best argue this perspective, this point, we need to find some semblance of a base ground, and since that is where the base ground is, sure, right? In order to further specify this, I will address the fact that I currently am a neutral party and independent party individual, and I'm going to use that to further develop most of this argument So I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm not libertarian, I'm not conservative at all, right? And for that reason, I'll probably start with the second bullet point I got here, where I describe the neutral party of political neutrality and independence. Party members are often mischaracterized by this both sides standpoint, talking point, right? So I will go on a tangent right now, because both sides argument as a debater is such an egregiously shoot yourself in the foot take, because the only people who can actually talk about both sides in the manner that all these political high figures are talking about both sides, the only ones who can say it like that are neutral independent parties like myself. If you're a right-wing person saying both sides, or a left-wing person saying both sides, it's not really much of a rebuttal and a humbling humility point, as it is shooting yourself in the foot and invalidating both sides of the aisle in this discussion. It's not you crossing the aisle in order to be supported. No, it is you invalidating both of your voices and making only mine, the neutral party, make sense. Right? Because when you say both sides issue, that means you're both fucking wrong and neither of you should be fucking talking. You guys are stupid. Just as stupid as this blue retard on the internet. Hot take. But let me say less. Right? So I want to specify that I and my party is the only one that should ever be saying both sides. Okay? Anyone else saying both sides, it's very detrimental for you to be doing that. Right? Now what, I'll just start from the first one. I got worked up on it. First bullet establishes the baseline, talking about what exactly Lord Nuxanor here thinks libertarianism is. Libertarianism is that idea that it doesn't affect me, live and let love, and live and let die. Let them be them and all they want to do. Right? Everyone. My caveat, having been a libertarian before, is that yes, that is, sure, we can go off that, but the caveat you have to add there is let them do all they want to do if what they do doesn't affect me, right? Because the moment whatever those people want to do, I, as a libertarian, I am in full support of you being free and awesome to do whatever you want. But the moment you try to affect me and go against what I also equally, respectively want to do, hashtag gun laws, bro. We have gun laws and gun freedom as well. You have the right and freedom and liberty to do what you want and have the opinions you want. But the moment your opinions and your actions go against what I want and the things I believe, gun laws, baby, get the frick out of here, right? I got every right to affect you the moment you intentionally choose to come into my space and affect me. I'm a homebody. I don't even like the great outdoors because I'm allergic to it. I'm sorry. You might think I'm joking, but I literally get hives and have my throat close up for being around cut grass. So you know I never do the lawn. Not because I'm incapable of doing it, but because I would probably die by the time I'm done cutting my grass. Okay? So, point stands. I think a true libertarian's perspective is live and let be until it affects me. But again, we're going off this baseline that libertarian is gay and cucky because Lord Nuxanor, the blue retard on the internet that streams on Twitch, says that the general libertarian belief is that it doesn't affect me, so live and let love, let them be, and do any and everything, no matter how criminal, as much as they want to do it. Right? And no, but yeah, hashtag gun laws from a real libertarian, because no one can do shit to me for affecting you after you intentionally try to affect me, right? The moment I invoked my gun laws for you affecting me, I am at legal liberty to do everything to you up until the point of hospitalization and death, right? As a true liberal, the moment you affect me, that is legal permission to fuck you up. The rules you put in place, you stepping on my property line, you taking my wife and doing something that's not cool. It's not okay. My wife allowing her to get fucked by you, oh yeah, you're fine. You raping my wife, gun laws, pow pow. This is, right? But in support of calling it gay and cucky, I'm a neutral party now, but I wasn't always a cisgendered male. I wasn't always female exclusive. My time as a liberal was very pro excess, right? Non-gender biased. My time as a libertarian, I did quite enjoy knowing that my wife was sleeping and getting satisfaction I couldn't fulfill from other dudes. That is, hey, take it as you will. I'm not saying libertarianism did it to me, but being a libertarian just so happened to coincide when I was open-minded, that far open-minded, sure. And in certain respects, I still am that open-minded. Allegedly. Allegedly. But we can point fingers at when it started. It started after I became a libertarian. I'm going to be honest. I don't hold all those similar same beliefs anymore, which is why I'm a neutral party. But, make your own guesses and your own judgment, final decisions on that. Right? But if furthering down that path, I'm going to talk down to libertarianism because I'm now a neutral party, independent party affiliate, right? Where neutral party does tend to get often mischaracterized as one of the two sides, be it left, right, be it Democratic, be it Republican, be it conservative, be it liberal, right? I and my political neutral party of independence is often mischaracterized because one of those awesome pros about being independent and neutral party in this war ground of civil left and right political bureaucraticness is the fact that as a neutral party, I get to cherry pick and choose whatever I want to feel internalized. Vice, if you actually are one of these political parties of Republican or Democratic, if you actually are one of these parties, then in order to be not ostracized by the party, you have to internalize and fall in line with all of the beliefs of said party. Me as a neutral party affiliate, I get to cherry pick any and everything I want. So me and my current girl, we're very politically adjacent for the neutral party, and we get to cherry pick any and everything that we feel like from both sides of this aisle, both sides of this argument, both sides of the issue and discussion. We get to cherry pick our favorite parts out of it and not feel judged for it. But the reason why neutral party often gets mischaracterized or additionally labeled as left or right-leaning is because of what exactly the neutral party is getting cherry-picked for, right? Where me and my girl, we might pick all the best aspects of the left and right wings, but Hoboken Joken over there picks all the worst parts. So me and my girl are often contrived by right wings to be right wings when we're really, really hate all of you Republicans. And we'll also get mischaracterized as liberal, leftist by a lot of the left-wing party when we no longer are in high alignment with you guys on a lot of things. But we do support all of those things. Put that back in our basket, right? But at the same time, we like that and also put that in our basket, right? Unlike Joe Boken over there, who gets seen by the right wing as a far left guy and as a right wing by all the far right guys, where he's seen as the worst of the worst on both sides, and we're seen as the best of the best on whoever's side, right? And but me, my wife, my girl, and that weird hobo over there, we actually have the same political alignments, and we are equally away from both of you guys, but because we cherry picked all the good stuff and he cherry picked all the worst aspects, our outcomes are very different in the eyes of the political left and the political right. That's just how it is, right? Right. So, make sure I got all the points on that one. Yeah, me and my girl internalized all the best. Joking Hoboken over there internalized all the worst, and that's why he's mischaracterized the way he is. And there's similar outliers as well, as in a neutral party that takes exclusively from the right, and neutral independent parties that take exclusively from the left. You have those outliers, and you can consider them left or right winning however you want, but truth still stands, right? But understanding that that is where the misconception comes is a very predominant reason for why there's this big polarizing divide when these official labels get tied in. He's left-leaning, he's right-winging. That's a big predominant reason, because the left will always view Hoboken over there as a more right-leaning, and me and my girl as a bit more proper left-leaning when we aren't. Just the same way the right will view us as right-wing and Hoboken over there as left-wing when neither of us are actually in support of you. Both me, my girl, and that hobo over there definitely don't support the right. Right. So both sides of the aisle, as far as all of the neutral party, tends to be very, very, very wrong. Right. But unfortunately, got an itch. But unfortunately, it just tends to be a bit more or less of that, right? So that has been that, and I have one last point here, talking about the ballots and stuff. Because like on ID, if you're trying to do calculations to figure out just how old I am, here's gonna be like a hint and clue. Back when I first got an ID, and when you get your driver's license and stuff, they'll ask you political questions. You could opt to ignore it, and they'll pin you down for something. Back when I first got mine, there was only 2 options. I hear now you have a million options to choose from and select, right? But back in the day, there was only the left and right. There was no neutral independent party unless you could like vouch for it and prove that you actually were a part of it. You could only choose to opt left Democrat or right Republican. You couldn't put a million different options. Apparently nowadays on TikTok, a trend is talking about how you can put down your political affiliation as liberal, leftist, or neutral, independent, or Republican, or Dalmatian. I don't freaking know. But apparently you could put it down as other and figure it out. But I don't freaking know. But back in my day when I first got it, you only had two options, and that was Democrat or Republican. And I knew way back as a teenager, just first getting my ID, that I was never going to mark down as a Democrat, because I was passing history class, and history told me, oh yeah, the Democrats are actually the ones who voted in slavery. So under Democratic leadership, no matter all the benefits they're handing out, Democrats leadership would have me enslaved or dead, because all the leadership in the KKK was unfortunately Democrats. It's like the color scheme of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, was very Republican, and that it had a lot of red and whites, and they very rarely had blue in there apparently. But the meaning behind those colors was nothing similar to the Republicans, and was all about the bloodshed and white supremacy, and yeah, all those trigger happy buzzwords that make everyone scared and paranoid for white supremacy and all the things that further down to nowadays, in modern day, modern era, today, 2026 sometime, right? Yeah, so I knew as a teenager, first getting ready to have an idea, that I never wanted to be affiliated with the Democratic Party because of their past. Like, I agree with a lot of things you say, but I don't think I could ever affiliate with you, because if you had your way a lot of the times with the way your political and ideological asphyxiation is geared since your founding, if you had your way, I would not exist, or not like, I would prefer death. I would either not exist and be dead, or I would prefer death. Right? So I could never affiliate as a Democrat, no matter how much I could agree, was my teenage mentality. And here as an adult, it's more the same, because a lot of the elder Democrat leadership is wildly ignorant in how it chooses to explain things, and their outcomes are not much better than if I was in a lot of those situations that are affected by your decision making. I would probably prefer to be dead. I would, most unfortunately. Me and my wife agree that I would probably be dead. She would live just fine, but I would probably prefer death. Give me death or give me freedom. No, I don't even want freedom. I just prefer death. If everything you said came to pass the way you say you want it to come to pass, I'd probably prefer death. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So I am not at all a left-leaning politician, and as far as the right goes, I agree with hardly anything right-wing people and right influencers, right. I very extremely rarely ever agree with Republican Party, and it's like, it's always like, I absolutely hate their articulation and how they come to a conclusion. And surprise, surprise, I do like and enjoy a lot of the results the Republican Party gets, but how they articulate and somehow reach the answer is like wrong. Like, I'm great at math, so I will use this analogy. I am a math teacher teaching a math class how to solve problems and complex equations, right? The Republican Party is the hothead who never pays attention and somehow can blast out the proper correct answer without any of the work, and if without doing any of the work, just a glance. Yep, the answer is 24. Great. Can you show the class how you reached that answer? 5 minutes later, half the half the calculation you did on that board is incorrect, and the other half is pulled out of Ricky's ass over there in the corner. Like, there's shit stains on my board right now, and the other half is just wrong. You did the numbers wrong. How did you get the right answer? Please, like, I want you to say that you somehow cheated and found the answer key to give me the right answer without paying attention, because if my education and teaching you how to get to the right answer led you to do that atrocity on the board, same thing as what I talked about with the Democrat Party and the left, I would probably prefer to kill myself. I would prefer death. I'd prefer death. So I really hope you say you cheated to get to that right answer, because how you got there makes even less sense to me. No, you're sticking with that. You're sticking with the fact that I taught you how to get to that answer that way. Go to the principal's office. Leave me alone. That's how I feel about the Republican Party, which is why I don't really agree with them either at all. The Republican Party, kind of like with the Venezuela situation, great, absolutely awesome. Venezuela is freed from the dictatorship. How due to Maduro's capture. Great that we got Venezuela free. How we got there is ridiculously problematic. I hate everything about you. I have to hate everything about you. You're not making sense at all. Right? Great, Venezuela is free. I love that. I love that. How did we do it? Oh, we kidnapped their dictator leadership. We did a kidnapping. Who approved that? How many people approved that? How did it go by? How did it get cool? I mean, Trump pressed the OK button, and we all said that was easy. So you got a Staples easy button. Trump pushed it, and you said how high? Pretty much, kinda. It was like, again, the proper answer is in fact 24, but the way that we got there just makes me want to not enjoy life anymore, right? So I am very much neutral, independent party as far as my political stance and take, but I'm not going to go out of my way to change it away from Republican, because Republican outcomes, mighty fine, it's looking good. But how you guys choose to get there, it pisses me off often. It pisses me off really often. I have no problems with a lot of the results the Republicans are getting. I have a problem with how we get to those results. And for that matter, I am in support of identifying as a Republican, even though I am really not in support of Republican politics and beliefs on the right wing. It is really stupid. It's really dumb, and I hate it. I hate all of it. But yeah. But yeah, going through my last line of notes here, pay attention to it. On the ID ballot, polls, I poll and get seen as a Republican because the decision I made to be called a Republican because it was either Democrat or Republican, and I denounced Democrat for the slave reasons, racism, blah, 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 next. And that made me not want to associate as a Democrat ever in life. despite me sharing a lot of beliefs with a lot of Democrats. Here now they have more options. So yeah, if you want a deep dive to try and figure out exactly how old I am, there is your age range for a minimum on around when I was born and turned 17 to get my driver's license. If you want a minimum, you can do the research on what year did Democrat and Republican stop for an age range minimum of how old I probably am. But for the sake of my PPI, personally protected information, I'm never going to disclose to you guys that I am older or younger than 37. My internet age from now till death should be 37 years old. 37 in 2025, 37 in 2026, 37 in 2037. My internet age, so long as I'm on this internet, is 37 years old, and you will be happy about it, enjoy it, or hate it, however much you will. I am 37. Get over it. And that is my legal liberty right to not disclose my personal PPI, however I so choose. But just for the sake of numbers, you want to play these numbers game, I am 37. Get over it. But yep, that has been the Week 30 Devil's Advocate hot take from your Lord Nuxanor, that libertarianism is gay and cucky stance. Lord Nuxanor done said it first. Lord Nuxanor is a blue retard off the internet who does streams on Twitch. Yep. And that's all for my video. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want a review here, basically all the reasons I chose to go about it was hint of sarcasm, kind of justification as to why I moved away from libertarianism into the neutral party, and how polarized the realm of labels and identification gets, to kind of front the fact that libertarianism is gay and cucky. Yeah. I feel like that way of describing it was better than your Lord Nuxanor's explanation as to why libertarianism is a gay and cucky stance. I feel like I did better justification to that stance than he did. So, yeah. And again, I don't personally believe that libertarianism is a gay and cucky stance, but for the sake of the argument, I just felt like I could do it better, because I am way better. Betters. Excuse you. Pardon me. But yep, Week 30, Devil's Advocate hot take, libertarianism is a gay and cucky stance. First said by your Lord Nuxanor, not explaining that. Past that. Yep. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye. Yeah.